Hi, welcome to your Soul to Soul reading. This channel is called The Witching Hour. My name is Michelle and I'm a witch. Good to see you again if you're returning, and if you're new, welcome, merry meet. I'm going to do a reading today using Witch's Wisdom Oracle cards by Barbara Mickle-John-Free and Flavia Kate Peters. These are available through the UK. You can buy them direct from the site, or you can get them on eBay from UK sellers. They're really beautiful cards, as you'll see in a moment. The other cards I'm using are Sacred Circle Tarot that I've used several times before, by Anna Franklin and Paul Mason, and the True Love Reading cards by Belinda Grace. So this reading, I'm going to shuffle now. This reading is the bookend to the reading that I called Lady Hawk. Oh, and by the way, as I always say, these readings are not time sensitive. The time I'm doing this reading is February 20th, 2018, but you can come back and view this video at any time, particularly the ones having to do with the full moon and new moon energies and eclipse energies, because those energies carry on for 6 months to a year. But all of my videos are, they are not time sensitive. Use your intuition to look at the list, my playlist of videos, and pick one based on your intuition, whichever one jumps out at you, and watch that video, and the message will be pertinent to you at whatever time you watch it. So I'm just going to tune into the energies of these cards. Whew. I'm going to lay them face down. I've got my eyes closed and I'm breathing kind of deeply because I'm channeling the energy. That's what I do. I am empathic, an empathic medium. So in the cards, I do get clairvoyant, clairaudient, all the clairs, but the one I get very strongly also is empathic feelings. So I'm going to do the cards in the sections of our lives having to do with love, security, and freedom. And that's how I do my readings. So I have the card for love down, face down, and I'm picking the one for security. Okay. And lastly, freedom. Okay. I'm going to clarify with the Sacred Circle Tarot as I do the reading. And now I'm going to pick the Oracle for the end. True Love Reading cards by Belinda Grace. I feel like that one wants to come out. Okay. That one wanted to come out. The bottom one dropped. So they're all face down. Okay, so first card having to do with love is the card Spell. It's the Spell card, which has to do with manifestation. So somebody's manifesting love in their life. We all are. If you're watching this, this is what's going on for you right now. And me, I'm included in this reading. This is very interesting. I'm curious to see the energies. The next card about security is, the Watchtower of the North Winter. So this has to do with the dark night of the soul. So if things are looking bleak financially, in the area of life, in the area of security in your life, having to do with food, clothing, shelter, and something meaningful to do, which is your magic, your life calling. So that's okay. This is kind of like getting the Ten of Swords, I would guess. But we'll continue as we clarify. We'll continue to clarify about what that really means. In the area of freedom is hand fasting, the card of hand fasting, which represents union. So that's awesome. So for love, we have manifesting, and for freedom, we have union. So there's a little bit of shivery cold in the middle. But to me, if this is depicting winter, then that means spring is right around the corner. I think what it feels like to me is being at the end of a thin, kind of a bear cycle, in your finances, or at the end of the creative work that you do, etc., that type of thing. So I'm going to shuffle the tarot cards now and get some clarifiers for each of these. So for the love card, which is about manifestation, the card I am pulling is the Ace of Wands. Wow. You couldn't get more help. You couldn't get more help. This is divine inspiration and divine action regarding what you are manifesting in love. Not just a relationship, but seemingly almost like a brand new phase in life, a brand new relationship, or a brand new phase in an existing relationship. I'm going to look at the two of them together. And let you look at them together and let them hit on your intuition. This black feather is standing out a lot to me, which has to do with protection, especially protection from in regarding the shadow aspect of ourselves, and kind of writing out. What I'm getting is like writing out what you don't want. Writing it out of your spell. In other words, crossing it through with this black feather quill. And I've said this before, that what was channeled through me by Spirit was the phrase, you can have the life you want, not by what you acquire, but by what you eliminate. And I feel that that is very strong in this spell work, and what you're doing in your life is a process of elimination. You're weeding out all the bad stuff first. And it's actually creating this energy, creating this new creative energy, inspired energy, inspired ideas about love, about what you want. So the more you eliminate, the more room and inspiration that comes in through Spirit, and that you're channeling Spirit. You're channeling Spirit's inspiration about what you want, about what Spirit knows would be for your highest good, and you comprehending that very clearly and getting like a lot of clarity about what the bird's eye perspective that Spirit can have regarding what kind of love would be the most healthy for you and the most edifying and encouraging and uplifting, like love that's good for you. And so you're getting, not just by negative feelings, knowing what you don't want, but also getting channeled, inspired thoughts and feelings. And it's not necessarily a message from Spirit where you hear God speaking in your ear, get rid of such and such, but it's more like inspired to feel something that makes you feel like getting rid of such and such. It's like an organic process, but it's inspired, and that's a definite. So if you've been feeling like you want to purge things from your life, or purge aspects of a relationship, or a lot of purging going on, if you feel inspired to purge something, that is inspired action. And I'm feeling that very strongly to say that, just so that you know that that is Spirit channeling through you. It isn't just you going on a rampage. It's purging what you feel inspired to purge. The next card, having to do with security, is the Watchtower of the North. Winter. Every time I see this card, I think of Winterfell from Game of Thrones. And I feel so inspired by it. about how much you can do with so little. Like when winter comes and it can, you know, on Game of Thrones, you know, winter has come, winter is coming, you know, and that how much you can do with so little. That's what I'm feeling coming from this card is your resourcefulness, how much you can do with so little, like how far you can really stretch your resources without feeling taxed, without feeling stretched yourself, but cultivating a new sense of appreciation for what you do have and an appreciation for yourself about your own inner resourcefulness, especially when times are, the word I'm getting is thin, like when things are thin, that you can do a lot with them. So let me pick the tarot card for that. That really spoke a lot just on its own. What would Spirit inspire us to do with the resources that we have? There it is. It dropped. Okay. So the card to clarify that is expression, the Queen of Discs. So a lot of female, feminine, creative energy at this time. The goddess Breed or Brigid comes to mind when I'm thinking of this. The goddess of the hearth, the Celtic goddess of the hearth and the flame, who makes a strong appearance at the time of Imbolc, or Imbolc, if you pronounce it correctly. I always pronounce it wrong. But February 2nd, you know, Groundhog Day, but originally the Feast of Imbolc, February 1st and 2nd. And the goddess Breed, the goddess of the hearth. So it's like it's still winter. Winter has come, winter is coming, but spring is right around the corner. So it's like the end of the coldest time. And I don't feel panic. I don't feel scrambling. What I feel is resourcefulness and peaceful productivity within the home, within the confines or the limitations of what life is offering you, but a sense of gratitude as well. Very strong sense of gratitude, very strong sense of a little feeling like it's a lot, and there's a lot to do with just a little, that you can really work with it. Those are the feelings I'm getting from those cards. We're being given a lot from heaven, and it's just like a little bit, but it does so much. That's the feeling I'm getting, that we're getting a lot of divine help right now. I, for one, I know I have been, but I'm getting a lot of messages, a lot of animal messages. A bluebird flew across my car as I was driving home today. And songs on the radio that say you are not alone, and things like that, and God be with you, phrases like that in songs, and then I see this bluebird. So and we rescued a cat. We found it. Let me show her. Excuse me, I don't want to bother her, but I wanted you to see her. Sorry, I just wanted you to see her. She's so beautiful. This was just absolute serendipity. So I'm saying all of this to emphasize the point that I think we're getting a lot of heavenly help. I don't know if you can see her eyes, but she's got beautiful blue eyes. We haven't named her yet. But I feel really blessed with a very little bit. So I hope you feel the same way. I hope that encourages you to feel the same way. So the last card regarding freedom. My quote for this is, I do this thing called whatever I want. And what's on here in our sense of freedom, you know, our intrinsic human right to be free. And free to have direct access to what we want the most. That intuitive direct access. That intuitive drive to go after what you feel intuitively in your heart and your soul and your gut is absolutely for you. And there's no space in between. You don't procrastinate. You just grab hold of it. very naturally, organically, but with this fire inside of you. With this fire, which is over in the love department, borrowing it and bringing it over to freedom. Borrowing this flame, this divine inspiration, to have that union, to bring it together. So this reading is all about security and relationship. So I'm going to pull the clarifying card for union. Doesn't feel right sometimes when I do it. Okay. So how I do it, just so you see, I'll have to give you a peek at how I do it. And one of these days I'll be able to do my readings out at the table where you can see me shuffle and see me lay out the cards. I hold the deck. I breathe, I channel the energy, and I just let them drop, like so, with the intention of it being clarifying for a particular card. When it stops, it stops. And sometimes more fall out than you think. So I feel like I want to look at all three. Okay, solace, death, and earth. The king of earth. Look at that. Look at that. The very first thing that came to my mind is God helps those who help themselves. Now, that doesn't mean that God is only going to help people who are self-sufficient. That God's not only going to help people who, you know, are pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. It's not that kind of gritty help or gritty self-sufficiency. I'm talking about not following some kind of formula, nothing. I'm talking about when you naturally, organically feel God even in the midst of when times are thin. There comes that phrase again. It's like God meets you halfway. That's what it feels like, is God meets you halfway. Okay? And as far as having freedom in a relationship, what's being offered here is solace, which is the Six of Swords. This is when you're pushing off from a bad situation and going towards healing. So look at that. From healing to security. From rough waters to smooth waters and secure, like a secure shoreline. And the next card was death. So you have gone like, almost like you're going through the river Styx. You know, the ferryman steering you across the river Styx from the end of a cycle in the freedom of your desires about union. So it's almost like old relationships, old phases of existing relationships, etc. You've kind of shoved off from the old way. Almost, I mean, a different shoreline. A different shoreline. It keeps going over and over in my mind, and I keep visualizing into the west at the end of the Lord of the Rings. When the elves, when Frodo and Gandalf and the elves go to the west, it's like they're going to a different shoreline, a completely new world. But they did suffer loss, but they did heal. But it was almost like, I can't live in this world anymore. I can't live in this world anymore of this familiar world, this reality. This is my old reality, and I feel that I must go into my new reality now. So, and it's one of security and peace and freedom. So this is where we're going to end up, and look who meets who. Hello. God meets you halfway in the form of human angels and kitten angels. Angel kitties. And I said she's heaven sent. We went to the dollar store to get her some things, and there's a blue blanket there with a kitten with angel wings, and the caption under the blanket said heaven sent, stitched right into so I bought it, of course, and I had very little to work with financially, but it's like, how could I not? It's like, if you stay true to yourself, God will meet you halfway. So that can sound like a lot of pie in the sky, a lot of Pollyanna. I'm going to talk about that more in another video. And I'm just experiencing it for myself right now. Because I need it right now. I need it more than ever right now. So if you need it more than ever right now, that's when you'll get it. And it's supposed to give you hope. Is it always sunshine and roses? No. That's why I need this now. That's why you need this now. And now is when it's coming. And I just feel like God's going to put us together with the right people, with the right situations, with the right circumstances. And I almost forgot. Here's our True Love reading card. Put my glasses back on. I almost ended the video. Sorry. Okay, it is dating. Oh, boy. So, for love, we get manifesting. For security, we get I'm doing a lot with very little, but I'm warm and cozy inside. The hearth of my home, my heart is warm, and I have the goddess Breed tending the hearth of my life and my emotions. And then at the end we have union. Look at this, manifesting a huge great treasure in the middle of winter. So even though it's winter, you're still cozy and warm inside. That's a beautiful message. I hope you liked it, and I hope it helps you. I hope it helps you stay warm, and I hope it keeps the home fires going. I hope it encourages you to, I hope it offers you solace and comfort in going to your new shore of your new reality that you're creating. I hope the transition comes with ease and grace and comfort and strength, and that you have the company that God sends you, the perfect union for your soul, to accompany you on this trip. So, excuse me while I'm out of frame. I just wanted to get the kitty again and say goodbye. This is proof of serendipitous blessing, and I wanted you to see it with your own eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. From my soul to yours, brightest blessings and much love. Bye-bye.